But most people stay quiet because they're scared to do anything about it. We come out here, it feels good to tell him he's doing a bad job. Okay, he needs to know he works for us, right? So he needs to know.
So if people want to display the F. Trudeau sign, go right ahead. I don't mind with it, only because of this man.
Because they all complied and they betrayed us, and they won't get my vote.
Efrain Monsanto here reporting for Rebel News. Outside of Trudeau's appearance here in downtown Toronto, introducing the President of Portugal to the city. As you can see, there's a bunch of protesters outside, and I'm here to see what brings them out here today.
Our group, our freedom-loving group, we always greet Mr. Trudeau when he comes to town. We remind him of what he's doing to this nation. We remind him of what the pain, the suffering that he's caused, the impoverishment, from the censorship, from the lies, from the deception. Of course, we remind him of the CCP, how he used them to win an election, how we have our MPs being bullied by the CCP, nothing happens. We remind him that we're still looking for an ethics commissioner, which he's supposed to assign, which we haven't had for almost a year now. And the list goes on and on.
I just think that the Canadian people need to voice their opinion of the Prime Minister, and I think the terrible job that he's doing trying to run our country right now. I came here as an immigrant to Canada, and this is not the Canada that I came to, and I see it going downhill. We're on a slippery slope, and we've got to do something about it.
What brings me out here today is all the BS that's been going on for the past 3 years. People are dying, people are getting injured, they're going hungry, and I'm here because I have already lost 3 people in my family. Yeah, I'm just really, really angry with everything that's going on with the government. They are not with the people at all.
And then what would you say to the recent polling that shows that the Conservatives are 15 points ahead of Trudeau, and some people are actually saying that Trudeau, for him to save his own party, that he should resign? What do you think to that?
Well, he should, and if you go back to past prime ministers, they would. But past prime ministers don't have the agenda he has, don't have his narcissism he has, and really, he's so corrupt, he almost has to stay in power. Really, he almost has to stay in power.
Unfortunately, in today's climate, I'm not really trustworthy on our election process anymore. I see what's happening in other countries south of our border. It's fairly obvious. There's a global shift going on right now, and I don't think small country elections like Canada really make a big difference. They're going to put whoever they want in charge, okay? And then it's going to be up to the people to stop it, to replace their system. That's what we need to do. We've got to take their system that advantages them and replace it with something that advantages the people.
What's your one message if Trudeau were to hear you speak and watch this video? What would you want to say to him?
I can't say it on. Sorry. What I have to say is not nice.
Justin has masters. Let's be honest with you. His mandates come from the World Economic Forum. They come from the CCP. They come from the World Health Organization. He's not giving up because they need him there, quite honestly.
What do you say to people who might say that F. Trudeau flags might be disrespecting the office of the PM? What are your thoughts to that?
I don't care about that. He can be disrespected all day long. He doesn't deserve my respect. I see what he's done to this country, and he doesn't deserve respect from anybody.
Do you think if Trudeau resigned, that'd be able to save his party and maybe save Canada?
No, the government needs to go away. You need a whole clean new government because they all complied and they betrayed us, and they won't get my vote.
Protesting Trudeau in the way that some people are today might be disrespecting the office. What do you say to those people?
Well, I agree with them in a sense. Like everyone has their own form of protest. I always recall everything that he's done to us, and then we get a lot of flack about the F Trudeau sign. Okay, let's honestly say that. If it was a different prime minister, a different time, I might disagree with that. But let's talk about what Justin has said. Let's remind people of the old stock comment. Okay, get rid of old stock Canadians. Let's remind Justin of the comment that how he's so much enamored by the Chinese party.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China, because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fast as.
And let's also talk about the comment that he made about the unvaccinated.
You deserve a government that's going to continue to say, get vaccinated. And you know what? If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train beside vaccinated people.
He basically said that there's no space for us. We're taking up space.
Mais il y a aussi des gens qui sont farouchement opposés à la vaccination.
Qui sont extrémistes.
Qui ne croient pas dans la science, qui sont souvent misogynes, souvent racistes aussi. C'est un petit groupe, mais qui prend de la place. Et là, il faut faire un choix en tant que leader, en tant que pays. Est-ce qu'on tolère ces gens-là ou est-ce qu'on...
And along with that speech word for word is actually hate speech by definition. He identified a group and he identified hatred to them.
But most people stay quiet because they're scared to do anything about it. We come out here, it feels good to tell him he's doing a bad job. Okay, he needs to know he works for us, right? So he needs to know.
So if people want to display the F Trudeau sign, go right ahead. I don't mind with it, only because of this man.
If you'd like to see more reports like this, head over to rebelfieldreports.com. That way you can see all of our coverage in the field just like this, and at that same page you can chip in towards my travel costs.